And I think we are live. So good afternoon, everyone. Tony Martinez here with Ngozi. And guess what? I found another friend and colleague here. How's it going?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I'm with Marlene Mammon, CEO of Promotion LA. And Marlene was walking by and she stopped by the booth. And so I told her we work with small business owners, and she told me she works with small business owners as well.
Hi.
And you work with in two capacities. We'll jump in. The
Okay.
first one, marketing,
Right.
and the second one, financial side of
Correct.
it. So let's talk a little bit about the marketing side. What exactly do you help small business owners with?
Okay. So I have a team in-house that knows how to brand your business, really do the research and write content, if you will. When we're doing web development, we're able to really articulate what it is your business does. And when we write that content and put it online on your website, basically this is how you're indexing. And meta tags are involved and H1, H2 meta tag data, so that it's really like the internet can actually read what is in the back end of your website. It needs to be coded in order to index and be found like that.
So you guys, when you say write content, are you talking about writing articles on the front end, or more like coding content on the back end?
Everything is coded. Like, in other words, when the website is built, we do the research and we write all the pages so that it can index organically. So that we look and research on Google to see what would index for you. And so that's why a website is really built best by a team of people that know what they're doing, so that you can index organically. Then
Yeah.
we do social media and other marketing efforts with writing blogs and doing your Facebook campaigns and
Oh.
social media to also add more content to your business and more awareness.
Yeah, I like the approach because I've always felt that the foundation should be solid of your content strategy of your website. So you build great content, you have a good offering, you have a good
Yes.
business model,
Yes.
and then when you're ready to do any like digital marketing, because I feel like digital marketing, the ad spend, you're just amplifying your message,
Yes.
your model, and if for example, if you're a restaurant and your tacos are not that good, you're amplifying the fact that they're not good. So you need to like have a good product to begin with, right?
That's right. You know, it's so funny you should say that. One of our local LA clients is a taco place.
Oh, yeah.
He's called Benny's Taco, and he has 3 locations. I actually met him day one in business in his first location on Lincoln.
Really? Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
so it was kind of a funny thing. I walked in at 11 o'clock in the morning. This is like 17 years ago. And
Yeah.
he actually got started with me in print. I
Oh.
founded this company many decades ago, and it was print direct mail, like a mailer that went to the house. So he bought from me on day one these coupons when he first started. And then we, of course, have made a great, incredible website for him. And we do all kinds of social media. And he's literally built an incredible business of catering, lots of B2B. Like, he does way more than B2C of selling consumers on tacos, but he's working with, bigger companies now and doing lots of it. When the pandemic hit, he was like making 25,000 meals and so forth for hospitals and different organizations.
Wow,
Yeah, he was doing
wow.
a significant amount of. And it was good to have that strong presence
Yeah.
to index with businesses and so forth.
Yeah, you're right because it's hard for you. You need to have something to work with. You need to have
Correct.
whether it's like them like organically posting on social media or doing outreach or just
Right.
having a location
Yeah.
because then once they have some traction, you could just kind of capture. Do you get even to that extent where you have like photographers and you
Yeah, we have it
capture
all.
the experience?
Exactly.
You guys do that
Exactly.
also?
And the very strong thing that I showed you too is that we do know how to do translation. So we have a client
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually is in the accounting space,
Okay.
and he has a really huge Hispanic community that he wanted to showcase the website to. So we actually wrote all the content in Spanish, had it translated properly, and then coded the back end for that too. So it's indexing organically in English and in Spanish.
Yeah, and let's talk a bit about that because a lot of people think, oh, I could just like add like a WordPress plugin or a
Yes.
Google plugin or something, a translate plugin, but that's not if you want to do it right. you have to actually translate all the content. And when you say the back end indexing, that's going into the code and actually making sure it's there.
Correct, because what you and I see on the front end is not what the search engines see on the back end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
you're looking at this, but the search engines aren't seeing what you're looking at. So most websites are simply this flyer made live, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can see the hours and the address, but what we're really doing for you is building you something that you can index organically with.
Okay, got it. And that way they're able to position their, like in this case, the accountant could cater to both markets,
Correct.
the English and the
Correct.
Spanish.
Correct.
And
So
then the end users feel welcome because it's in their language.
Correct. So we want to make sure that you've got all that going on holistically, organically, before you do any ad spend in PPC or even on some of the search social media sites too.
Yeah, and let's talk a bit about the difference between like a Facebook user and like a Google search user. So from what I've heard is the Google search user, they're specifically going to Google to find something,
Right.
as opposed to the Facebook user, they're just kind of like scrolling and they may find you. So do you recommend for Facebook more like awareness campaign, where for Google more like a consideration conversion campaign, or does it matter?
Well, it just depends on the industry too, and
Yeah.
where your audience is, depending on the business that you're doing. But it can be way affordable to do PPC paid campaigns on Facebook, on social media. So we do that too. So we
Yeah.
really know how to run the right campaign. But more important than any of that is that you've got this foundation
Yeah.
that is right. And then what also is key is SEO citations. You ask, what are those? What are SEO citations? So that's also very important, that all of your addresses and hours and everything is consistent on every search engine, on Yelp, on Google, on Bing, on Yahoo, on all the searches, LinkedIn, all that. So it's important to read. And so we have a team that really can take you through every department, if you will, and it's affordable to get everything done right.
Got it. And so, by you working with these small business owners on the marketing side, then how did it come about the financial side? Was it like a segue? Were people just requesting more? Because what I found when small business owners like a solution, they want you to do kind of, can you just do that for me? Is that what you
Right.
found? Or
Well, the thing on the finance end of things is that it was pre-pandemic, and I actually went back east to visit my parents that were in their 90s, and so I started really learning about different things like long-term care and how to really grow money, and so that kind of woke me up. But then the pandemic hit, and I'm like, everything is so shifted since then, and so I found myself working from home. And the entire business model of this finance business has shifted. And I found I could just have conversations with people on Zoom and so forth, and really show them how they can grow their money in a really meaningful way. And so there isn't a tax implication when they want to use their money in distribution. Most people are in 401ks of their company, or maybe some of the small business owners that you have in your audience need to know how they can protect themselves and how they can grow their own money for a day when they're not working and running a business.
Yeah, because I know like last week we were in San Jose, California. We gave a workshop on the difference between like a Roth IRA,
Yes,
and,
exactly.
like, traditional, and like there's like the SEP IRA or the simple, the one,
SEP IRA, yes.
the SEP IRA.
But better than the SEP IRA, because that's what I got recommended to do.
Yeah.
I know even better solutions that won't have the tax implication at the end of the day. And so I would love to share with your audience or anyone that's curious about how to do that, because the financial advisors that we all know across this country, they're only looking to talk to the richest people, the people that are looking that have the most money. So my motto is no family left behind or no business left behind.
Yes.
And some of our businesses need also key man insurance. Let's say, where it's a small business and there's two partners, and both partners are very important and they can insure each other. And that's very significant. So that if one partner is not able to run the business any longer, there's actually a way that you can insure that person. Like and you can ensure a key person working for you, let's say you have a foreman or somebody working for you that's very important,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you're
that-
afraid of
that's true.
losing them to even another job or another career, or even
So it'll be like a benefit package to them.
it could be a benefit to the business owner.
Okay.
It could be many ways. It could be to the person that's as the employee or a partner, but it also could be the business owner protecting his business
Yes.
from the loss of a key person.
I see
working
what you're
for him.
saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
there's a lot of businesses that are running with a key person running their operation.
that's true. That's true.
And if they don't insure that person and then they suddenly leave your company, it might really hurt the business.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Eh,
this is something so significant.
And I really like this conversation because we work a lot with the small business
Yes.
owners, and as you know, a lot of family-oriented business. They're working with their families, but it's even if they're not actual blood family, they feel like they're family. They're
Correct.
employees, 4, 5,
Correct.
6 employees.
Yes.
They're kind of like working together to survive and
Yes.
thrive, and so these conversations are so important for us to at least kind of consider and talk about and hear about. So
Exactly.
that's great that you're right in the middle of that.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very passionate about helping people. I wasn't when I started this business in 1983. I started a very, very long time ago, and I've reinvented it to being all digital. It was print in the beginning, but I
Mhm.
truly have so much passion to help, especially that small business, right? That
Yeah.
person that is the dreamer, right? I mean, he's the guy or
Yeah.
woman that is really growing a business because they have passion, and I love to help that person both on a marketing front and now on a finance.
Yeah, and that's great. I'm so glad we met because that's what like Negozi. That's what all we do is small business,
Right?
and our angle is from an education perspective,
Yes.
but also from like a media perspective. So what we do, as you see here, like a podcast, we do videos, we do mixers, events. But the idea is just Mr. or Mrs. Small Business Owner, like join us, come on by,
Right.
go to an event, listen to
Right.
a podcast, check out a YouTube, and just building this ecosystem of entrepreneurs,
The community.
is exactly what we do, and we're not able to build it without the resources like yourself.
Thank you
Amen.
so much. I appreciate the opportunity to even speak with you and share more about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I do feel that it's essential, for people to learn from each other, if you will, and learn about new concepts.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
so, what's the best way to them contact you? I'm gonna share this, Marlene,
Yes.
right here with the audience. It's your
Promotion
email,
LA,
right?
yeah.
Promotionla.com, Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, and your phone 310-405-7598,
Yeah.
and your email. And that way, any questions or comments or anything, they could just reach out to you.
Yes, absolutely. I look forward to hearing from anyone. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you for having
Thank you
for
so
being
much.
here, and then
Thank you.
till the next one,
All
right?
right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks. Thank you.